and so forth, for the middle class.
Well, so I think
hypocrisy. What's the role of hypocrisy in a democracy?
Well, I
Enormous.
think it seems to me the gravity of the crisis right now has cracked something loose. I can't imagine a presidential candidate a month before an election saying we should spread the wealth more and subsequently getting elected. I don't think that would have been possible. But I think all of these games, all the name calling, all the William Ayres stuff or whatever they're throwing against the wall these days, pales to what everyone's daily concern, whether you're lucky enough to still have something that used to be a 401k, or whether you're about to lose your home, or whether you have lost your job. This stuff just does not have the octane that it used to. And I suppose that's the good part of this, that people were in a critical mass of people have been in a state of denial to allow what's gone on the last 8 years that is cracked loose now in some fashion. And it's scary, but I don't see any other way we could have changed things around.
One of the roles of the president is to be a leader. And Obama has been attacked in the campaign for being a celebrity because he attracts large crowds and loud crowds, and is demonstrating as he goes along a quality of leadership, of inspiration, of getting people to follow what it is he says. And yet this is being torn down by the other side. In part, they want to discredit him and so forth. But what is your sense of, Susan, from your work, of an inspiring leader? Can we have a leader in a democracy who's not particularly inspiring?
I think that's hard to do. I'm remembering Gray Davis, who wasn't. I mean, he wasn't extraordinarily good as a governor, but he wasn't bad enough to get impeached. But he was just one of the most boring people you'd ever want to encounter in your life. And I do think that a lot of people were. I was in favor of Obama during the primaries too. And one of the arguments that, it was also then, that he was he just inspired people. He was like a rock star. But the thing is why does he inspire people? I think because he understands the moment, and he almost embodies the moment. He really gets it in a very thorough way, and people sense that both in the way he articulates positions and just in the way he behaves. And people, so I think that's a very, very important part of democracy. I think of FDR and the way that he was able to pull people's energies together. The danger, of course, is always in the populist figure, like, should I say the dread names, Sarah Palin, who kind of tries to present herself as one of the people, but represents really a sort of odd kind of projection. She doesn't have a clear, articulate positions that are for the people, but also it's almost like she's playing a role. And that's a tradition in America too, both inspiring leaders and populists. And sometimes it takes a lot of sophistication to tell the difference between the two.
George W. Bush, who grew up at, where'd he go, Andover and Yale, and he has an MBA, and suddenly he's this Texas populist. It looks like a guy you could have a beer with. Now it's time to take away the car keys. I don't know if Palin is playing to the same script, that she is, remember Bush 1 liked, pork rinds. And he didn't like broccoli, and that was his way of connecting to America.
Pork rind country.
I guess I'd argue that you do need an inspirational quality to be a national leader, but look how that's changed, our standard of inspirational qualities. You look at Barack Obama, and this is obviously subjective, but in my judgment, he's not loud. He's no drama Obama. He speaks in some complex sentences. He doesn't just do noun, subject, verb. He's not like any of the stem winders that we have associated with big charisma. So charisma in inspiration is getting more thoughtful. I think maybe we're seeing some evolution that's hopeful.
I have that feeling.
It's not as inspirational as Biden is.
That would be a comic remark.
Joe Biden is so boring. His Secret Service nickname is Al Gore. Although he almost got in trouble the other day.
No, you know, I don't find him boring.
Yeah, I don't either.
I find him a very compelling and energetic speaker.
Yeah.
And, you know, one of the things that has changed democracy in this country has been the internet and has been YouTube. I mean, it's sort
This
of
is the first
democratized
YouTube election.
access to information. I mean, for better and for worse. I mean, you get good things up and bad things up. But I watched a TV interviewer in Miami, Florida, try to take him on. And he just said, you know, are these real questions? Who's writing your questions? You know, that she was trying to pin Obama down as being a Marxist, and we understand you want a Swedish style of government here. And he said, who's writing your questions? You know, and he started laughing. I mean, he was
That's
able to
good.
sort of undercut the premises of whatever this interviewer was doing.
A
whatever
Swedish
her bias
style
was.
of government.
Yeah.
Our new
Beautiful ladies,
international
I don't know.
enemy. The new international
Beautiful
menace,
guys,
Sweden, you know. Oh my God, we're going to be invaded
This
by
is a
Sweden.
Swedish-Canadian plot.
But I'll tell you,
Right.
I'll tell you something else about Sweden. They're very happy to have children in their country. If you're with a child as an adult and have a child in a stroller, free bus rides. Now I ask you, couldn't you win a governorship based on that campaign?
It would tear apart the fabric of American society.
Will, I mean, you use YouTube a lot. You sit in front of your little, I don't know, computer and record little things and send them out into the world. You know, drinking coffee. I think you must do them at 5 or 6 in the morning when you first awakened, and you know.
I always show the clock behind me.
Yeah, always show.
There's always a clock.
What has been the role of a YouTube for you in this campaign and your sense of democracy?
Well, I mean, you think of how it has changed because, and we first noticed it with Senator Allen with the macaca moment 2 years ago. And this year, Barack got in trouble for saying, in San Francisco, because everybody always gets in trouble in San Francisco, that because they think they're amongst friends, right? So Barack said the voters of Ohio were bitter, right? And he got in trouble for that. Well, yeah, I mean, pretty much everybody's, you know, if you're not bitter, you're not paying attention. And then McCain got in trouble for saying that we'd be in Iraq for 100 years. He didn't mean we'd be fighting for 100 years. You know, I mean, we're still in Germany, Korea, Cuba. Guantanamo Bay is in Cuba. That was the Spanish-American War, 1898. McCain was instrumental in that transition. So you saw me go in there, and you still went with it. Huh?
So, I mean, Jeff, I mean, you've served in a.
I wasn't there.
No, but. I know you were on the West Coast, though. But you were serving. You've served in political office in various capacities. I mean, how do you find YouTube, affects the political debate?
Well, I guess I'm mixed. On the one hand, I think it's terrific because it gets, especially in a presidential election, you can't be changing your message to different audiences all the time. Just is not going to work. It's going to cost you more than it gets you. Less so at lower level offices. On the other hand, we got to give people a break. It seems to me. I mean, who do you know that you trust that never says anything dumb or off color? And so if we're going. It seems to me we have a profoundly ambivalent sense of what we want in leaders. We want saints. We don't trust saints. If someone comes on too good to be true, we're suspicious. We pull them down as soon as we build them up as a nation. And so I think if we can somehow have a little conversation about what real leadership looks like and understand that probably it's going to come from real fallible human beings, then the whole YouTube, the whole cell phone camera, ubiquitous on all the time thing isn't damaging. But it's so easy to lose perspective because